Well, the one thing you got to say about Summernats, well, one thing about Summernats, mate, when you get out of here. Tuff Street, mate, you got to be tough to hang out here, I got to tell you.
Pro Group A. Now, we'll never look at this. I mean, back in the days of Group A work, Sir Tom Walkingshaw brought out the Walkingshaw Commodore. And what's happened here is Craig Hewitt has completely altered Tom Walkingshaw's thinking. Didn't have enough cubes, didn't have enough performance. Now, Craig, did Sir Tom just not satisfy you with the Group A Commodore? When did you first fall in love with Group A's like that?
I had an original one about 9 years ago. I done it up to do top 60. I did that for 5 years, got Jack of top 60 and thought I'm going to build a drag car. So I liked the theme of the Walkinshaw and stuck with it.
How quick have you run in this thing?
So far it's done at 810 at 169 and of late it's done in the 820 range. It's got 565 cubes. We put 300 of gas through it, through the fogger.
That'll help.
Yeah, livens it up quite a bit. It ran 9 threes, aspirated. It's got about 850 horsepower at the flywheel. Then we thought, we're at our peak now with the aspiration, which is what we wanted to do. So we started tickling it up a bit with the gas. It's not over the top, but we're going to go over the top. We've got a 632 coming, so.
Talking about Hazy again, he's a bad influence. He had a 632Q coming. Big Block brothers don't seem to stray too far from the nest, and 500 plus cubes is never enough. It's got to be over 600, eh?
Well, Mark's got his at the 632 and Rob's got his as well at a 655, so I was starting to lag behind a bit, so I thought I've got to get up to the 600 club.
Well, let me tell you, Craig, it's great. What gearbox you go through? Power glide too?
Yeah, power glide, down to a full sheet metal diff, 35 spline axles. That's something else now with the new motor we've got to look at, upgrade the axles, put a floater rear end in it. Should come into maybe around the 730, 740s.
That's a pretty quick car, and we're just having a bit of a chat off camera there before. I mean, you are, out of everyone here at Tuff Street we've seen today, you are one of the most regular runners at the drag strip, would that be right?
Yeah, I can't get enough of racing since I started it. Every meeting that's on, if I'm not advancing with the car, I'm at the track, so I love racing.
How about that? Talk about really getting your car completed and using it and enjoying it too. It's good to see you loving it still, and we can't wait for those big cubes. Thanks, Craig.
Thanks very much.
So the people you see, mate, here is, I don't know, for people that watched Summernats last year, mate, Stuttgarts! Is that the one? Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Mate, how's that Commodore Ute going?
Oh, it's changing a little bit, it's getting better.
Excuse me? What, a bit quicker, is it?
Oh no, it's still the same, but you know...
Still the same but different?
Oh, it's got the 3.9s in it now, it really spins them up.
Anybody that's old enough to remember what Beefies was, we're trying to get mugged here by the other film crew, but don't worry about that. So, mate, anybody that remembers the Beefy days would have to know that you would be a dyed-in-the-wool hoon from way back.
A big hoon.
Okay, well, you go back and you look after that Commodore. See ya.
Thanks very much.
And remember, Stuttgarts!
Well, I walked into town with the sun beating down about
Big girl!
I hope you've got a nice house, mate, because I'm going to own it by the end of today.
Ooh, big and ugly. We're here in the Tuff Street pits. Oh, hang on, there's the owner. Mate, I'm not saying you're big and ugly. I mean, I'm bigger than you, but your engine's bigger than me. Bigger than me. What's your name?
Callan.
Now, Callan, where are you from to be here at Summernats?
Melbourne.
Mate, this is definitely a bit of Tuff Street here. Mate, for all the Holden lovers out there, it's a VH Commodore, it's a blow-on Holden. Talk us through this thing, mate. This is pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's just still a 3.0. Just H-beams, 4Gs, 871 Teflon. Blown alcohol, obviously.
Speaking our language.
1,000 horsepower.
Speaking our language. 1,000 horsepower. Have you had it on the dyno, yeah?
Yeah, and 1,060 horsepower, and does well until I broke the crankshaft yesterday.
There's a Summernats hard luck story. Broke the crank. Where did you do that? Just for a cruise, or?
Yeah, ripped the snout off when I nailed it.
So I can't ask you to start it.
Nah.
Now, what do you do by trade, mate? I mean, you must be own a builder or a plumber, or own a big company or something, don't you?
Yeah, no, mechanic, build motors.
You're a mechanic, you build motors. So if I said to you, if you're a trader, you've spent some money on this, but because you're a mechanic, you've spent all your money on it. Is that right?
Every wage.
Every wage has gone on this car?
Months, mate, to get it here.
Now, Now, mate, what have we got behind this, mate? It's got to have. If it's got 1,000 horsepower at the front, it's got to have more behind it.
Turbo 350 with milled 400 shafts, extra clutch packs, brake in it, 9-inch billet axles, 4, 5, 6 fifth gears.
Poor old little 3.0 must be feeling with the 871 at what, 20 over?
Yeah, killed it.
Hair trigger on the old pedal there. Just be careful. You killed it. One little stab and she went snap.
Yep.
Oh well. Get a new crank and go again. Congratulations on making it to Tuff Street.
Diggles, mate, I've got a question for you, mate.
Righto.
Why is it that when we're in Tuff Street, every time I do an interview, I get a hiding?
Yep.
You get the blokes that are, they're just so into the cars, they got no fight left in them. What's the go?
He can't afford any lawsuits probably at the moment. That's probably what it is. I mean,
okay.
not that I'm a wuss. I don't know if someone hit me, I'd sue him. But I mean, Callan can't take that risk. Not that he knows he's up for a few more grand for a crank. So that's why Callan's not going to hit me, are you?
No.
Well, I think
You get someone to hit me.
I think in future, mate, when I walk up to do an interview, I'll ask them first whether they're the suing kind. See ya.
Don't hit me, Callan.
Mate, I do it tough on the Grunt Files. I don't know about you.
Man, you got pummeled, eh? You really got a bit of a touch-up, and you'll never forget, will you?
Oh, mate.
He's your nemesis. He's your Summernats nemesis, Milan.
Not just my Summernats nemesis, mate. He hates me. He belts me every time he sees me, but everybody's got to have one. Who's yours?
Shirt right off my back. Well, I've been walking all day. I'm glad to say it looks like I'm
This is a little bit of me. A bit of twin turbo stuff, anything with a turbo on it, I absolutely love. We've seen all sorts of things at Caprice over the years, Windsors, bloody cross flows with turbos on it, big blocks, you name it. But this is a nice little deal. It's the twin turbo Lexus motor or the 1U ZFE. We can see if we can find the 8. I think come here, sir. What's your name? Joe, how are you? Welcome to your car. What possessed you? Did you fall in love with the Toyota V8 or you just want to do something different?
No, we stuck a little 2J in my brother's wagon, little Corolla, and then
For the people in Grunt Files land, a 2J is like a 6-cylinder Toyota Supermotor, yeah.
and then I took that for a run, and that was it. Boost is the only way to go.
Boost is a fair, decent way to get plenty of power and plenty of torque. It's a beautiful thing, mate. I mean, it's very well detailed. And, talk us through the motor. I mean, you kept it relatively stock. I mean, they're a stout thing as they are.
Yeah, they got a 6-bolt bottom end. It's got a steel crank already. Put a set of good Argo rods, Ross pistons. Heads are pretty well standard in camshafts. Didn't have time to do them. So we'll just run a little bit of boost for now and see what it does. And then in the new year, like this year, we'll bring it up and see what happens.
Yeah, tell us about the Whizzes too, mate. A lot more people interested in turbos on V8s or whatever. So talk us through your turbos there. Nice little size.
Yeah, just a little GT 3540 Garrett. A little 0.6 back, just to get them to spool up a little bit earlier. Because like stock, these things only make power to about $6,000. So you got to get it in and get it out. But like once you do the camshafts and that, you can rev them up to $9,000, So I said we'll just see how we go for now and then step it up later.
It's been together 5 days. He's already broken something in the driveline. Tell us.
I took it for a run the other day. Just put a little bit of boost in it and just snapping axles like they were little twigs, So we'll step the arse end up too. Put a decent set of axles, another set of gears in it, and go from there.
Truly worthy of Tuff Street, I would say.
Milan, come here, mate. Come and talk to me about your car. Go on, you big sook. What's the latest on the specs?
Latest is 510 cubes, blah, 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 all the usual. 871 blower, roller, etc., etc. We did a Christine at Brisbane about a month ago. Whole thing caught on fire.
Mate, every time it goes out, it puts on a good fire show, this thing.
Yeah, it was like actually sitting in front of the fire on a Saturday night. It's good.
I remember once upon a time you used to drive this to the pub to pick up your alcohol. Do you still do that?
It actually cost me more in fuel than the actual alcohol I'd buy.
Well, mate, that'd be really big. So I've seen you drink.
Bad influences everywhere in this joint.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one person you don't want to muck around with is this bloke here. So, mate, you spend more time than anybody I've seen running around putting out fires in this bloody Camaro.
Everywhere I've gone, I've put a bloody fire out in it, mate. I can't believe it. No, we just light it up for the crowd. It's just not at the back end. But we're getting there. We're working it out, sorting it out, mate. But we've taken his foot out of the equation now and put a rev limiter in it. So
a rev limiter on his head. That's the one that says bloody idiot. This is the bloke off the TV commercials. Bloody idiot, and he hasn't even had a drink yet.
We're going to talk to Simon Craigan, normally known from the Innocent Tirana. He's here at Summernats in Tuff Street. with a white HQ with the Venetian in the back, and we might just get him in here. We might grab a mic for him, eh? A mic. And we know, as we said, we know Simon Krieger from the Innocent Tirana, but there's a car that's a little bit more innocent than that. It's built Dad, isn't it? I heard a rumour that you built this for your father. Is that right, Simon?
Yeah, it's my old man's car. He's 71 and drives it around. Goes 11.2s. Yeah, it's a good car.
I mean, hand-me-downs normally go from dad to the kid, not from the kid to the dad. That's hand-me-ups.
Well, I needed money to buy me new motor for the Tirana, so I said to the old man, look, we got some parts and we built it. Yeah, it's good.
Tell us about the motor.
Oh, it's a 454, 30 thou, standard heads. It's got 9.6 to 1 comp, a little solid. It's only a baby engine, makes about 500 horsepower.
Now, I don't see any plate kits yet. Is Dad going to get a 100 shot or a 200 hit here or what?
Well...
That'd make the boy probably run low 10s or a 9 or something, wouldn't it?
The motor's actually gone to 9.6 in another HQ, so if we bottle it, we'll put a good shot in it, like 400.
You've got to wake Grandpa up, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you got to do it. We'll make him shoot himself, it'll be good.
He really does that. You just got to exaggerate the situation.
That's it. One day I'll let him take it for a drive and I accidentally put my engine in it, so yeah, that was scary.
So your Tirana's getting painted and stuff like that, mate. You're still a very big heavy hitter in pro street ranks, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, modified street.
Yeah, number 2 now, like Mick Vos has got number 1, so yeah, we're coming back out. We're both going 8.1s. We're going for 7, so yeah, it'll be good.
It's good to see that you've made it to Summernats and put a nice little, well, I suppose, family deal together for Poppy, eh?
Look at this, Diggles. This is the lovely Claire. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh, she's coy too. Oh, are you? Would you like to be a Grunt Files chick?
I would love to.
Would you?
It's my dream. That's the only reason I come here.
You know what?
What?
Consider me your fairy godfather because I can make your dream come true.
Oh, thank you.
Sharon, find a singlet for this girl. She's going to be a Grunt Files chick.
Yay!